The community is in shambles, much like my hair. It's never, day two is never as popping as day one. We're gonna have to try and fix this for later. Oh my. Well, it's gonna be a real quick video because as you can see behind me, it's a very, very, very gorgeous day out here, and I'm gonna go out and enjoy the sun. What's up? How y'all doing? Y'all just gonna come in and not say hi? I mean, say hi. The notification should be your warning. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'll try to let you know from now on, Barrett, that I'm going live. You know what I'm saying? Even though the notification should let you know that I'm going live. What up, though? So, as y'all may or may not have known, that there's been a little uprising and beefs in this conscious community, right? The beef factor. The beef factor. The community is no longer vegan. We got all these dudes out here starting the beef and eating the beef, and from what I can see, as usual, it's the egomaniacs that feel the need to prove that they are scholarly. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times, these dudes out here would never go into a book, but they always got their laptop up and they always got their Google tabs ready. They quick to Google shit. It's funny to me that these same people who talk about, oh, you know, the so-called white man, you know, do this, and the so-called white man putting out this information, da 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 da, and it doesn't seem to think that, like, yo, y'all going to the same, you know, sources that y'all are trying to discredit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't win with these people. You really can't. Like, Lord. And I'm thinking that I mean, it's not in the title, so it's okay to call out their names, but like this young pharaoh, oh my God, Lord. I mean, I already didn't really care for the brother like that because of how he came off, and his views are kind of imbalanced. Like, you can't have imbalanced views, fam. You can have a multitude of views. You can incorporate a lot of views, like I incorporate a lot of views, you know, a lot of beliefs into what I know. However, I don't incorporate things that kind of go against each other, or things that are oxymorons. Like, you can't, and then this goes beyond Pharaoh. This goes for a lot of other people. You can't know that black is a status, yet continue to perpetuate the whole black thing. Like, that's a conflicting view that don't work. You can't know that the U.S. is a corporation and then continue to down or knock the people who've been telling us that the United States of America, US.A, is a corporation. Like, how do these dudes not see that this shit is conflicting, or this shit don't work together? Like, you can't put those two together. It's oil and water. It don't mix. You know what I'm saying? And how can you therefore with this young pharaoh dude, I'm pretty sure that a dirty Moor got at him. I'm pretty sure he paid for a nationality packet. He paid to get his birth certificate authenticated, and that's why he's mad at the Moors right now. But you know, they can never call out, you know, the people who who have dominance in the game. You know what I'm saying? They can't never call out the people who have the dominance in the game. They can't never call out the people who dog check them every single time, or who they get their information from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was listening to his live for a very, very short amount of time, because I can only take so much garble and I can only take so much garbage. And when people get super emotional, it's really hard for me to focus in on that, because all I'm doing, because I'm an empath, all I'm doing is picking up on the emotion, and I'm completely missing the message. Like, I cannot get your message if you are emotional. So please, whenever you're trying to come at me, whenever you're trying to talk to me, whenever you're trying to debate something with me, please come sans emotion. Please come with the facts only, because I cannot deal with the emotionalism, because I'm an empath, and all I will pick up is that emotionalism, and I will not pick up on what you're trying to say. So, with this young Pharaoh and the SETI cat, like, they just straight emotions. That's all they coming from, is just their emotions. And when the few things that I heard a lot of Taj in there. I heard a lot of Taj. I heard him spitting dates and facts that I know he ain't get from himself, or he ain't get from no books. He got from the internet, and the people on the internet that are spitting those facts is Taj and is the Europeans. So again, when you come in at the Moors, or you come in at the so-called white man, yet you getting your facts from either the Moors or the so-called white man, your point has no validity whatsoever. Because you sit there and you talk all this shit, but the facts that you're getting is from those same people. Or you just go and you Google fact. Like, every time I see him, or I see somebody like him debating somebody, like I watched another debate between a Pan-Africanist and an Aboriginal. And the Pan-African had his notes, had his books, was spitting it off the top. The Aboriginal was going and typing, Google, typing Kermit the Frog, typing hard body. Like, y'all cannot expect to be taken seriously in any type of forum and any type of debate when all you can do is Google fact. Because what happens when you're sitting there out on the street? You're gonna be on your phone Google checking the facts? You should be able to spit this off the top of your head. And I'm not saying that the internet is not a valid resource, but the internet, you need to have more discernment when you're on the internet. When you're trying to do your research on the internet, you can't just Google something and then the first page that comes up, that's the page that you're gonna go with. That it doesn't make any sense. Or the first 3 pages. No, you're gonna have to go to those pages. You're gonna have to go to whatever the reference points are, because they most certainly should always have reference points. All these pages should have reference points. When you go to Wikipedia, on the Wikipedia page, way down at the bottom is the reference points. That's what you go to do your research. You go to check the references, whatever they're being referenced. So whenever you go onto the Google site and you see the reference point, that's what you check it up. And if the reference point is a book, you should have that book. So he pulled up the Britannica Encyclopedia website, 1911. You know, I'm pretty sure he typed it in specifically, but you should have the copy of that book to cross-reference and to check that, because that is what the Moors do. We have several books to cross-reference and check things. So when they said the Moors didn't exist back in the day, well, look at black didn't exist back in the day. Black didn't exist before the 1100s. So again, what square do they have to stand on? They don't have a square to stand on. They don't. They have a crumbling house to stand on. And that's why I feel they're attacking all these people. And just like in the previous live video that I went and I said that things need to crumble so you can rebuild. And this is what's happening in the conscious community. Things need to crumble and rebuild. Peace, Sister Sahar. How you doing, my love? Because I'm noticing that people are either correcting themselves, correcting the information that they're putting out there, correcting how they're putting the information out there. It seems like a lot of people got dog checked within the last week or so, because I'm seeing a difference. So again, when it comes to this young Pharaoh cat, and you know, a lot of people throwing around, oh, he's incel pro, da 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 da. Like I said before, unless y'all have the receipts, unless y'all have the facts, stop throwing around this incel. Y'all giving them way too much credit. Y'all giving them way too much credit for you know, for thinking even the CIA wants to deal with these type of people. All right, because he's doing this. Let's be real. A lot of these people is just doing this all their own because they need the fame, and that's what it is. It's the fame, the alluring of being social media famous. That's what these people want, and that's what these people crave, and that's why they can't ever stand on a square. That's why they have to associate with this or associate with that or attack this and attack that, because they need that instant gratification. They need that affirmation from us, like, oh yeah, I see you, oh yeah, you dope, da 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 da. Like, people are so quick to validate something without doing any fact checking themselves, and that's what a lot of this whole youngster and believe you me, like I understood completely where he was coming at the Nation of Islam, but you see how he backed down quick, because the Nation, and that's one thing you can say about the Nation for a fact, is that they are unified. They don't have sects of the Nation of Islam. They don't have, oh, you know, this Grand Sheikh is doing it the right way. This Grand Sheikh don't know what he's saying. This Grand Sheikh ain't following the right. No, they all fall in line. They are ultra super militarized, and that's why your boy fell back, because you can't come at them, especially to the person that some people do worship them. You can't come at the person that they do worship and they hold in such high reverence and think you're gonna get away with that, and think somebody's not gonna touch you, because you will get touched. That's just the facts. You know what I'm saying? That's why your boy backed down. Peace, Martinez. That's why your boy backed down. That's why he's like, all right, well, even if we can't agree to disagree, let's hash this out. Let's sit down. And then I told several people, I was like, look how he's hashing it out with the not that late. Look how he's hashing it out with the Nation of Islam. I was like, watch him try to come at the Moors next. The very next day, look what happens. The very next day, he comes at the Moors. And I told him that he was going to come at the Moors. And my issue with him coming at the Moors is, A, he would not invite anymore, or he would not act anymore, who firmly stands on the square and who doesn't talk that religion talk, because for some reason, these people, especially SETI, think that this Moor movement is a religious movement. They think it's religion. It's absolutely not. Let's clarify that right now. The Moorish National and Divine Movement has zero things to do with religion at all. It's birthright. It's civics. That's the formal basics of it, and it's spirituality. It's not religion. Okay, let's get that down packed. Spirituality, for those who can identify with that phrase or with that word, spirituality, because spirituality and religion are completely different. So when you see them coming at the Moors and they're coming at it from a religious aspect, that lets me know, like, all right, they're not gonna invite anybody like Taj, because Taj will shut them down 100% of the time. Taj will shut them down. because especially young Pharaoh getting a lot of his information from Taj. And I know a lot of these conscious cats do. A lot of these conscious cats do. Little, whether y'all recognize it or not, a lot of these conscious cats, from the Umars to your Boyce Watkins, to your Sedis, to all these cats out here, get a lot of their information from Taj Tariq Bey, from the Moors, from Noble Drew Ali. I mean, you know the Nation of Islam was birthed out of the Moorish National and Divine Movement. And if you don't know that, you literally sleep. You literally sleep, because Taj, Hannibal, they tell you that all the time. All the time. They tell you that all the time. Noble Drew Ali had 5 people in his circle. 4 people got rich, and this I'm quoting Hannibal right now. 4 people got rich, and he named the 4 people, and one of the 4 people he named was Elijah Muhammad. Okay, so Elijah Muhammad got rich off of the information that he got from Noble Drew Ali. The only person who didn't get rich was C.M. Bey, Charles Mosley Bey. So the people who sat there and got rich, that should tell y'all, any clear-cut thinking person, is that if you getting rich off of certain information, that you being bought, that you being paid for. I don't understand how people cannot see that you being bought and you being paid for. Whether they're using you to cause dissent, whether they're making sure that you can keep, it is what it is. The same with Obama, right? Even though he gave us the keys about the Constitution deriving from Muslim law, and having the Moroccan flag in the background, and the Declaration of Indigenous Human Rights, and even though he gave us all of that stuff, he was still compromised. He was still compromised because, and spawned several organizations. Yes, he did. They did spawn several organizations. And even though he gave us all those gems, going back to Obama, he was compromised, because at the end of the day, he's still the CEO of the corporation of the United States of America. Point blank, period. But he could only give you so much. And this is what these other people do. So when Farrakhan talks about Noble Drew Ali, he's talking specifically on religion. And it's no wonder why all these other cats think that this Moorish National and Divine Movement is specifically religion. It's specifically Islamism. It's because we have these people spitting out misinformation, and we think, oh, he said Noble Drew Ali's name, so he must be woke to the Moors. They're saying that we not black, so they must be woke to the Moors. But at the same time, they're still perpetrating that black stuff on y'all. They still keeping y'all in y'all chattel slavery name, and they're not saying anything further to who the Moors are. You know what I'm saying? They're not saying anything further to who the Moors are. But we want to sit here and cry, oh, Black Panther, they didn't say anything about the Moors directly. They didn't say anything about the Moors directly. We want to sit and cry, pick and choose about this stuff. In that Sweaty and Young Fairy about to get smashed. But who's gonna smash them though, Barrett? That's what I want to know. Who is going to smash them? Because they can't go against Taj. Peace, David. They can't go against Taj. They can't go against Taj Tariq Bey, because they will lose. They can't stand there. And Taj has already been on that forum so many times. So many times. You good. You good, David. So who are they going to go to? Are they going to go to one of these dirty Moors Are they going to go to one of these wishy-washy Moors? Are they going to go to one of these ultra super religious Moors, Moorish Science Temple of America? You got to get baptized into the Moorish Science Temple of America, and you got to give us your money. You got to get this nationality packet. Is that who they're going to go to? Because that's who I think they're going to go to. And if they go to that, that misrepresents this entire movement. They're not going to go to no Moors standing upright. They're not. They not. Because they can't. Because what happens, they get so involved in their emotions. They can never stand on fact. And that's what this community has become. It's become an emotional community. It's become based on opinions solely. Everybody just forgets that that you need facts, that you need evidence to prove it up. That you can't just Google these things. You can't be Google fact checking, because you got to fact check Google. Like I said, when you go on Google and you go into a Google website, you got to check the references of that website, because you might be reading an Onion article. And I've been so many times that I've seen memes circulating, information circulating on Instagram or on social media, and it's coming directly. The source is an Onion article, but nobody checks this shit. No one scrolls, or first of all, no one reads the entire article, because if they read the entire article, they get down to the bottom and then see that little disclaimer. Oh, this is an Onion article. It's satire. It's a joke, but we eat it up. We take it. They made sure not to mention Appalachians too. See, I can't. I stood in there. I said my little piece. You know, someone said that I was trolling, but I don't see that as trolling. That's just spitting facts. I asked young Pharaoh. Of course, they're not going to respond, and of course, no one's going to see any of this stuff, because all they're so focused on hyper emotionalism. They're not focused on actual facts. I asked them, well, if the Moors and shit, if all that is a farce, why'd you try to authenticate your birth certificate? Why'd you try to change your status? It was a dirty Moor that hurt your feelings. So this is why you're trying to go at the Moors now, right? Because the Moors don't have that militarized, they don't have that unification, because the Moors is always in sects now. The Moors is always in the Moorish Temple of America sect. Oh, we follow Taharqa Bey. Oh, we followed this person. Oh, we followed that person. And this is the issue that the Moors have. You troll this shit out of his ass in the DMs. But see, one, it being in the DMs is not going to help, because, yeah, you can post it up, but that was a private conversation between you two. And two, trolling him is not going to correct the action, because he's a troll himself. So you can't fight fire with fire. It doesn't work. You're not going to solve nothing when you fighting fire with fire. He's a troll. We know this. He's a troll. He trolls everybody. And he's been doing this. He'll take little certain information that are facts that he Google checked, because this man has no books. They was hella emotional after they seen that Candyland Moors vid. First of all, I used to put people in check until I realized they weren't interested in the truth. But like I told Barrett, right? And I'm gonna tell this to y'all. There's a little something I came up with. Maybe I didn't come up with it. Maybe somebody else came up with it, but I thought I came up with it. The person who plants the seed is not always going to be the person who's watering. The person who waters the seed is not always going to be around to see it bloom. Okay? So all we got to do is plant seeds and let the universe take care of the rest. Yes, we want to be there because we did the work of digging the hole and planting the seed. We want to be there to water it. We want to be there to see it bloom. But we can't always do that. That's not always what the universe has in store for us. So we just have to just start planting the seeds and just let the universe take care of it. The seeds that are going to be around that for us to see bloom, that's going to be around for us to see bloom. Whether we plant 100 seeds or whether we plant none. What we do, what we set forth, the footsteps that we take is going to be our mark in this universe. It's going to be our mark in this reality, I should say. So let it happen. Let people disagree. Because you just putting that seed, that more seed in their mind. Somebody might come along who'll be able to be on their vibrational level to be able to explain it to them. Ready. Be ready in our respective places. Right. We always got to be ready. We always got to be ready. And see, now it's up to us in this new generation of Moors coming up for us to finally unite, no matter what. And it's going to be hard because we got so many people following different sects, right? Like how are there different sects of one thing? It's simple. It's a birthright. You are Moor by birth. If there's nothing else you need to interpret, there's really nothing else you need to interpret. Know the law. You cannot interpret the law. You read the law how it is. It's not based upon your interpretation. It's not based upon your perspective. Those are facts. Again, facts. You cannot give your perspective like, 2 plus 2 equals 4. Well, in my perspective, in my opinion, 2 plus 2 equals 3. 2 plus 2 equals 3.5. That it doesn't work like that. You can't take facts and make it and turn it and give your perspective and give your interpretation on facts. It doesn't work. You give your interpretation on abstract thought. And that's what a lot of these guys out here are dealing with. These guys out here are dealing with abstract thought. Well, the Moors, no one used the word Moors before this certain date and period of time. And, according to the 1911 Britannica encyclopedia that I Googled, that I don't even have in front of my face so I can show y'all, according to this on the internet, that can be, let me go back. Let me come back. Because, you see, I got a amethyst. I always have trouble with this name. I have this, and it's supposed to balance out my emotion, and I feel it working sometimes, but I just have a lot of passion. I'm a fire sign, so the passion just comes out. But I'm really trying to dial it back. But like I said, when you have these guys who are sitting here and Googling things, or even the guys who sit here and pick what they want out of a book, right? Because you can have a book and you'll pick what you want out of it that makes sense to what you're saying. I.e. your religious guys, right? Your religious guys do that. You know what I'm saying? And anybody who follows in the dogmatism. I know that's not a word, but we're just gonna, you know what I'm trying to say. Okay? Those who sit here and pick apart what they want in a book to fit their their propaganda machine. That's what they're doing. You can't read a piece of a book and think you know the whole thing. It don't work like that. The author didn't write the entire book for you to read, the first 5 pages and be like, oh yeah, that says the Moors don't exist. When after the first 5 pages, it starts going into the Moors. Like, yo, I don't know where these people learn to study. Or where these people learn to be scholarly. Oh yeah, I do. YouTube. That's where they learned. They learned that they can just go on YouTube and Google fact check. And the first thing that come up on Google is what it is. Goofy asses. It is goofy, and it doesn't affect us who are conscious, right? Because we already split up into our respective schools of thought. They have selective learning. Exactly. Who's teaching them selective learning? Well, we know they're paid off, so it's up to the people to decipher between the dirty glass and the clean glasses. But you know what I'm saying? We have to have the paper trail. We have to have the receipts. Where's your receipts that these people is paid off? Where's your receipts that these people is paid off? Because to me, that's giving them way too much credit. Oh, they paid off. That's way too much credit that you're giving them. Because that means that the CIA saw a certain amount of skill or a certain amount of potential in these people. I don't see that in them. I don't see the skill. I don't see the potential. I see the slick talking. That's what I see. That's what I see. I'm from the hood. Okay, that's where, you know, I grew up in. I grew up in the hood. I grew up around hood people. I grew up around scammers. I grew up around hustlers. I know slick talkers when I see them. And for you, and I cuss. I'm not saying there ain't anything wrong with cussing. Listen to what they say. It's clear that they're in place for confusion. That's fine. They can cause confusion because, like I said, they can cause confusion because what does that mean? It's generating a response. It's generating people to click onto their pages and give them the attention they seek. That does not mean they're paid. That does not mean that they're paid. Let's get that clear and correct. That does not mean that these people are paid off. Maybe they're doing it for the instant gratification. Maybe they're doing it to you know, to secure a place to, like I said before. Oh, this Moorish thing isn't working. I'm gonna go to the Nation of Islam. Oh, this Nation of Islam thing ain't working. I'm gonna go to the Hoteps. You know what I'm saying? Bouncing back and forth to whatever is hot, because we have ADD at this point in time. We have ADD. Our attention span is very finite. Like one week we're on one thing, and yes, agent provocateurs, but that does not mean that they're paid agents. This is what I'm saying. There's the difference between them being an agent from other sects and other conscious community versus being an agent paid by the government. Those are the differences there. Because not all of these cats, like, we giving them way too much credit. Because, like I said, if anybody who watched that Black Panther documentary that I told y'all to go watch on Netflix, you'll see that all the FBI had to do was plant a seed and then watch it unfold. They had to watch it unfold. And that already caused the dissent happening in the Black Panther Party. And they just had to sit back and watch it burn. Not everybody was paid. Not everybody that caused the dissent within the Black Panther Party was a paid agent by the FBI. You just had simple things, so simple as ego. Ego was the agent. And that's what's happening here in this conscious community. Ego is the agent. Ego is sitting there whispering in your ear like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Go at the Moor's neck. And the Moors, I know it was a bunch, but okay, to go to Cleaver, right? Would you say Cleaver was an agent? Would you say what other cat name? Little Bobby Hutton, was he an agent? Were they agents, or were they just driven by different ideas, driven by different sects and different facts, and driven by their ego? That's what happened. They were driven by their ego to make the decisions that they made. They weren't all paid agents. And that's what happens. We got to stop throwing, because that's attacking the symptoms. That's not attacking the actual disease. That's not attacking the actual virus. You're just attacking the symptoms. So if you got like a little rash or whatever, and all you doing is putting some cream to stop you itching on the rash, you're not fixing what's causing you to get the rash. I'm going by the individual that was there. I haven't seen the documentary. Well, I told you to see the documentary. This is a week ago. I told you to see the documentary, to look firsthand to the people who was there. And this is our thing. This is our thing. We love to go based off of what we heard or what we said by some of the, we never like to go straight to the source, because when we go straight to the source, that's irrefutable. I don't want to hear that because you screenshotted what was it, Tambourine by Chris Rock talking about on Netflix. Stop out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay? So we gotta stop giving these guys so much credit that they're paid agents. Stop giving that. Let's call it what it is, for what we can see. What I can see is that it's ego. Those are egomaniacs, and the conscious community is ridden with it. But what I'm telling you is that's one person. On this documentary, you got a various amount of people. I think there was about, I want to say maybe 10 of them. 10 of them that was talking about what happened in the Black Panther Party, because they were there. They were a part of it. They were a party to the Black Panther Party. It don't get much firsthand than that. You can't again. And this is what the people do, and this is what Moors do not do. Moors do not go by one book. Moors have several books that correlate what they're saying. These guys go out of one book or go out of one YouTube video, because young Pharaoh doesn't read no books. He Googles. He was there. He said every city. But what I'm saying, Barrett, is that not everybody was a party to that. Not everybody who caused dissent within the Black Panther Party was an agent. Was Huey Newton an agent? Was Cleaver an agent? Was Bobby Hutton an agent? Was Kathleen Cleaver an agent? No, they just had different ideologies for where they seen the Black Panther Party going. And at the end of the day, one person's ego and the other person's ego started to clash. That's what happened. Not everybody is an agent, but everybody has an ego. But do you keep your ego in check? And at the end of the day, that's the disease, not the symptom. That's disease. Watch the documentary, please, and then you tell me what was a major part of the downfall. Because from what I seen from the documentary, from multiple people who were there, these are multiple sources, not one source. These are multiple sources who was there. At the end of the day, the descent, the fall of the Black Panther Party was two men's egos who couldn't put their ego aside for the greater good. Huey Newton wanted to do it one way, Cleaver wanted to do it the other way, and that was the ultimate fall. That's when the Black Panther Party split in two, and that's when you had gangs going against, oh, we the Cleaver gang, or we the Newton gang. It's as simple as that. And them two wasn't CIA agents. Them two wasn't CIA agents. But here you go. But again, and they're dead in the eyes of Allah. So anyways, that doesn't dispute the fact that this is a learning experience, which is why I told people to watch it. If you're going to be any type of revolutionary, if you're going to be any type of person who's trying to stand up for the people, if you're going to be trying to teach people, you need to know these tactics. So when you see the tactics in front of you, when you have someone who's getting into their ego and out of their higher selves, you can check them like, yo, fam, I see you getting into the ego thing. Let's come back. Let's table this. Let's not put this on display in front of the world to see, which is what happened with the Black Panther Party. The art of war bring division and schism. I see that they're paid off. Who's paid off? Who's paid off? Where are your receipts, Barrett? Where are your receipts that they're paid off? If you see that they're paid off, where are your receipts? Because we love to spew all these things. Oh, this person's it's speculation, and we can speculate. That's cool. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong speculating, but make sure we don't speculate on a public forum. Because when you're on a public forum, then you're subject to attack. Me and you can speculate in the DMs. Me and you can speculate when we're talking on the phone. We could do that because that's between you and I. But when it's on a public forum, then you're bound. Oh, people start picking at your thing. So unless you have the facts, unless you have the receipts, you can't say nothing. a blind man can see their shit before they smell it. Well, can a blind man tell what shit it is? Can a blind man tell a horse's shit from a human shit? Can they tell an elephant shit from a gorilla shit? Because that's what it is. The ego is the shit. The CIA is the shit. So which shit are we talking about? Are we talking about the CIA shit, or are we talking about the ego shit? Because again, this is what I'm talking about when we need receipts. Did the blind man see whose asshole it came out of? Nah, they didn't, because they blind. So again, unless you have the receipts, unless you have the fact in public forum, in the public setting, on the live stream, be very careful to call out this and that. Oh, you this and that. This person's this and that. When you don't have the receipts. Have the receipts, and then you can go forth and proceed. If you don't have the receipts, if you don't have the documentation, it's hearsay, and hearsay, has no standing in law. Point blank. Period. So you want to go by law, you want to go by Moorish principles. That's it is. That's the whole point of paid off. You won't find that's not true. That's not true. You just said that Eddie Conway was this and that, and he wrote a book. Is that's a receipt right there? Even if they're paid off, you have agents who have defected from the FBI and the CIA who've spilled out the receipts. So again, unless you have the receipts, keep that speculation in a private forum. Don't bring it in a public forum, because then you're subject to get picked at. And that's what happens with these conscious dudes. They're going to get picked at, because where are your receipts? Where are your receipts? And what receipts are you bringing? Are you bringing fabricated and forged receipts? Or are you bringing legitimate receipts? I mean, again, like I told you on the phone, feminine energy sees everything as a whole. And this is the whole that I'm seeing here. Okay? And especially we as females, we love receipts. Oh, you went where? Well, your text messages, your phone records say different. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You can have your thoughts, you can have your opinions, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, we as Moors, we stand on fact. And if you don't have any facts, then you have no standing. You're standing on your opinion. And that's cool too. There's a place for that. When we are on public forum, we must stand on facts only. Leave no room for these people to poke holes talking about this is your opinion. Oh, you felt this way, but that's not how it is. Because then the rest of your arguments looks like BS. Whew. All right. And that's all the energy that I'm gonna give to young what you call him, young fairy and shitty Seti. That's it. Because at the end of the day, they're not gonna step to no Moors who know the Moorish National and Divine Movement. Okay, you know their tactics, but again, where are your receipts? We can know all the things we know, but we have receipts to back them up, right? We have receipts to back them up. We know black is an adjective. We have that receipt. We know black only went so far in the English language because we have that receipt. We know that because we have that receipt. I don't claim to know things if I don't have that receipt. Like I don't claim to know that the world is flat or that the world is round because I don't have that receipt. I've never been in space. I've never seen the world from space. So, and like I was saying to somebody else, there's a completely different conversation. But like I was saying to this other person, when someone sends a camera up there and they go live, because you have the capability now to go live from a camcorder type of camera. You have that capability. So when somebody goes live from the camcorder from space and they show us that the world is flat or round or whatever, then I'll be more inclined to believe either or. But until then, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter to me. Because what does that have to do with me being free here on Earth? It doesn't have shit to do with me being free here on Earth. Lord. So, the other thing I wanted to briefly touch upon, like the horse has already been beaten dead with this subject, but I just wanted to give my 2 cents on record, because I've given it on comments on different pages and stuff like this. But this whole what's his name, Bruno Mars culture appropriating thing, I'm just gonna briefly go over that. It's funny to me how we claim that all these islands in the Caribbean, all of them, were there because there are just different stops on the slave ship. We're all the same people. We're all black. Da 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 da. But when it comes time to either see one of us with one of them, again with the division, one of us with one of them, that's when we start making the division. That's when we start making the line. Oh, they're not black, they're Puerto Rican. Oh, they're not black, they're Dominican. But literally on the same island, on the other side of the island, the Haitians, they're black. The Trinidadians, they're black. The Jamaicans, they're black. So now you're taking black from being a race to being a skin tone. So this is the issue with that whole black thing. So now what is black? Is it a race? Is it a skin tone? Is it an attitude? What is black now? Again. Why do you love harassing me, Micah? Why do you love harassing me? I swear, the struggle of trying to go live when Micah is up and awake. So yeah, so we like to pick and choose now, and to me, that whole little forum, that whole little discussion just sounded emotional as hell. Like y'all are just really mad. Like, let's call it what it is. We mad at the Grammys. We're not mad at Bruno Mars. We mad that Bruno Mars won the Grammy. We're not mad at Bruno Mars. Let's call it what it is. Let's be upright and let's be truthful and let's call the facts. All right? Or we could just be emotional and say, I just don't like Bruno Mars. And that's okay too. You don't have to like Bruno Mars. But for us to sit here and say that he's culture appropriating when he's giving credit to the people who came before him, when he's taking the art form and putting it on a mainstream platform, when he's taking funk and when he's taking New Jack Swing and when he's taking all these things and he's putting it on the mainstream platform where we have majority shit hop, right? Because that's what we're listening to now, shit hop and trap R&B. Shit hop and trap R&B. But then we have this whole different sound where it gets your vibrational level high as hell. We have a problem with that because of what the person looked like. So if we're gonna just go at why are we just going simply at Bruno Mars? Why not look at the whole at it as a whole, right? Let's look at it as a whole. As a whole, the entire music industry is becoming whitewashed, lighter skinned, right? That's what's happening. When you look at the top artists, and I'm just now learning of these people within the last week or so. These like I knew who Lil Pump was, sadly. I didn't listen to any of his games before or any of his music or anything like that, but I'm aware of who he is. But this Tekashi 69, who to me I thought he was Asian because you have a name like Tekashi or Takahashi or whatever the hell his name is, but he's Mexican. This little Zan cat who said what did he say about Tupac? His music is boring. You have was what is these Post Malones and the G-Eazys and all these other cats, yo. All these other cats, these so-called Mexicans, because you know they were heavily colonized, the heavily colonized Mexicans and the colonizers. I don't know any of these new artists. Girl, I don't either. I just know it from the forum, from the space that people is talking about. Because they was talking about this little Zan cat talking about why are you up here on the table, Martha? I'm sorry, y'all. Mike is a nuisance. But yeah, you have all these people. But when we talking about culture appropriation, we talk about Bruno Mars, who got some melanin in his skin. Lil Xan getting 100 million views per video. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. And he doesn't even respect the art form. This dude, what did he say? Oh my God. Who was it? Lord. Damn, who was it? They asked him about another artist and another artist's music, and he was like, yeah, that artist is dope and that song is dope or whatever, but Tupac's music is boring. Tupac's music is boring. These are the people who's the culture appropriators. These are the people who's the culture vultures, because they have no idea. They have no basis. They have no fundamentals of the music that they're putting out there. You have to study the music. You have to study the art form for you to put a correct form of art. And that's what Bruno Mars does. Bruno Mars studied all these people. Bruno Mars studied them. And that's how he's able to correctly put out this music. Little Pump, Lil Xan, little people, little niggas, they don't study shit clearly for you to be talking about Tupac is boring. Like who gave them this pass? Who gave them these street passes? Who gave them these 100 million views? And we want to be talking, crying, oh, they're taking over our music. They're taking over black music. First of all, what is black music? Let's get that down pat. What is black music? Black music is not just hip hop. Black music is not just R&B. Black music is not just soul. When I say black, you know the quotation's already up there. Bless Nugget. Okay? Black music is literally every form of music on this planet right now. Lil Toenail coming up. He doing interviews with mainstream outlets. I mean, all you gotta do is put a little and put a drug, and you can be the next rapper, or have your gimmick, right? Have your gimmick. Have your funny colored hair, your rainbow colored hair. Have a million face tattoos. Yeah, I mean, just Micah. Oh my God. So it's really sad. It's really and for us to talk about black music when every form of music came from us from the beginning, from the parried and rapper. Exactly. They're taking an art form that was used as a social political movement, and they're making a mockery of it. Because there's nothing socio-political about mainstream rap right now. About hip-hop right now. Not hip-hop, hip-hop. Lil Meth coming out of the Midwest. I'm saying. There's nothing social-political about the music that we're hearing today. And that was another point I wanted to make. I gotta look up Little Meth. y'all love mess. That was another point I wanted to make. There's a very I enjoyed the show. Is a dude called Murs Murs, and I was like, Murs, But he does this show where he talks about hip hop and rap, and the thing. He had a theory called the 3-lane theory: the Drake lane, the Kendrick Lamar lane, and the J. Cole lane. And he talks about how there are different versions of what we call hip hop now. So he put Drake, obviously, in the pop lane. He put Kendrick Lamar in the hip hop lane. Not hip hop, the hip hop lane. And he put J. Cole in the hip hop lane. Now, I know a lot of people are like, what? Kendrick Lamar, hip hop, But yes, the way that he broke it down, it made sense to me that Kendrick Lamar goes back and forth between hip hop and hip hop. J. Cole started off hip hop, but lately has been going, just strictly hip hop. And Drake, I'm sorry, but he's never been hip hop to me. He's strictly been pop. Murs tried to sell out. He made out with a white guy in his video to get fame. Then what? I ain't hear. Listen, I don't know about all that. I know that he has his stance on music, and I agree with it to a certain extent. He had another episode where he was talking about real rap versus fake rap, real hip hop versus fake hip hop, which I think he was just completely biased in saying that the Migos and the Futures and all of them, that is real. Martinez, you got the scoop. Hold on, let me get this boy down off the table. Can you get down, please? Oh, you getting down by yourself now? Yes, good. Get down. No, you're there. All right, here, let me help. Came here and just threw off my whole live stream. So, yes, his mumble rap and his hip hop, real hip hop and fake hip hop, and he tried to say that Migos and all of them were real hip hop. And he gave he does his little research, and he does it well, and he looked up artists and he compared and contrast. But here's my point: to what extent do we have to hear the same story being told over and over and over again? The same story of get money, F biddies. Yeah, guys, he did that kiss in 2012 too. He jumped on the bandwagon early. That's crazy. But he was saying how Migos were saying the same things as some artists in the 90s. And this is where I have the issue. Because hip hop, because art is supposed to be innovative. We don't call it art because it's the same thing plagiarized over and over again. Picasso, it wasn't okay. Well, well, not to get into the schematics of things, but at that time, there wasn't another artist. I'm an hour late, damn. Islam more comedy. There wasn't another artist doing what Picasso was doing at that point in time. Picasso was the innovator at that point in time. And there are many artists who do that same type of thing, right? We don't call it art when it's copied from somebody else. So when you have the Migos who are saying my biddies are bad and bougie, Versace, and all these extra things, the same things that we heard in the 90s, right? We don't, that's not innovative. To me, that's not art. You're just copying. You're being a copycat. Hip hop is innovative. That's what hip hop is. And again, how many times do we have to hear the same ass story? How many times do we have to hear the same story and then completely excuse the social political aspect of hip hop? Because that's what hip hop is. And he brought up KRS-One and KRS-One's definition of hip hop. And to me, KRS-One's definition of hip hop is more valid than Murs' definition of hip hop, because KRS-One was around when hip hop was growing, when hip hop was in its infancy. Murs, you wasn't. I didn't hear nothing about no Murs. You wasn't even a commentator. You wasn't a DJ. You wasn't nothing. You wasn't nothing. I ain't go front though. I've been waiting for that Dipset album from over 10 years now. I don't care if Jimmy and Cam is in the motor scooter with the breathing machines. I need that Dipset. I mean, like I said, Dipset for me is nostalgia. Dipset for me, like I said, I had no business memorizing diplomatic immunity 1 and 2, but I did. You know what I'm saying? And again, going back to what one of the points that he made is, oh, we can't understand them, that they're making up words, da 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 da. Well, true. Artists in the 90s was making up words. You have Cameron. What's the line? The Fruity Louie, how I usually do. This, that, jump, stop, breathe. Fruity who? You know what I'm saying? All his raps, it was fun, and at least I could understand the words that was coming out of his mouth. I don't understand what's coming out the Migos' mouth. I barely understand what's coming out of Future's mouth. You know what I'm saying? And this is the issue that it is with mumble. It takes no talent. It takes no skill. It's not innovative. It's the same thing. I get computers Putin. What the hell? What is Putin? What? What? I don't know what you're talking. Are you talking about a rap line? Because I can honestly say I don't listen to much of that side of rap. I don't listen to the trap. I don't listen to the mumble rap. I don't listen to that. I'm on a completely different side. As a matter of fact, I listen to more now Nigerian music. I listen to more Nigerian music. I listen to more naturally Spanish and Cape Verdean music. I listen to a lot of reggae. Hey Hannibal, you got access to your old account. I miss you, Hannibal. So yeah, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's not innovative. It's not skillful. It takes no skill. It's copycat and other stuff. So again, and this is why I said it's not real hip hop. You don't remember Cameron when he said, "Oh, get computers Putin." Yes, cause you compute. So Putin, compute in the pewters. Like I said, at least you had to think about those lines. You don't have to think about Amigos line, unless you have to think like, what the hell is this dude saying? Because I don't even understand it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even an old head like that. You know what I'm saying? They usually say that old heads talk like this. I'm not even an old head like that. So it's Lord. So again, bringing it back full circle, back to Bruno Mars, who's really the culture appropriators? And point the finger at the culture appropriators. And then if you're going to say that he's so-called not black, then Cardi B is so-called not black. Then Nicki Minaj is so-called not black. Sam Smith, obviously not black. Adele, obviously not black. Ed Sheeran, obviously not black. Tekashi, obviously not black. Lil Xan and Lil Pumps and all these littles is not black. So we need to stop pushing the goalpost further and further and further, and give somebody the status of black when we want to give them the status of black, and then take it away when it fits our agenda. The same thing that these conscious heads is doing. Saying something when it fits their agenda, but not giving us the whole clear, full picture. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And we the first perpetrators. Oh, that's not black. He not black. That's not a black song. He can't do black music. When he's Filipino, can you let go? Thank you. When he's Filipino and Puerto Rican, but Puerto Rican they say that's white, and Jew they say that's Ashkenazi Jew. He's an Ashkenazi Jew. Da, 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 da. But when you look at the basis of hip hop, the beginnings of hip hop, you had Latinos, you had blacks, and you had Jews at the beginning of hip hop. You had the islanders at the beginning of hip hop. So what are these people? These people don't even know the history to be talking on it. It's just out of control, like my nugget right now, who's out of control. But anyways, I wanted to keep this short because, like I said, it's a really, really nice day out. I feel bad for everybody who's on the East Coast dealing with that, blizzard or whatever y'all dealing with. But yes, hit me up on Instagram at HeyLadyKit. Leave a comment on here if you feel it necessary to leave comments. If you feel like you disagreed with something I said, let's have a nice emotionalist debate about it. All right. Peace and love to y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares if y'all sharing. Thank you for subscribing. If you like what you hear, I know Cool Herc personally. He's Jamaican. It wasn't bad. We didn't get a lot. Where you at? Because my mom was talking about I don't know how to check my YouTube inbox. It used to give that option like real easily. I don't know how to do that anymore. Hey Denisha, peace and love. Yes, y'all. So I gotta enjoy this. It's too nice to be in a house. You want to send me a vid? If you have Instagram, you can definitely DM me on Instagram. Email me. Hartford Connect. Oh, see, my mom is in Boston. They saying they're getting 24 inches. So, yeah. And then if you are going to go look for me on Instagram, I might be going live from Instagram later, to show y'all how beautiful it is out here in the water and all that stuff. I don't know how to check YouTube inbox. Yeah, I don't know either. So I know there's a way for you to hit, like, if you go to the about section and it has like the Google Plus, you can go on, you can go click the Google Plus and send it to me through there. Send it to me through Gmail or whatever. All right. So peace and love, y'all.